Hey there, welcome back to another collection video and discussion. Someone had actually wanted me to do John Hughes, which I thought was fine because he didn't get to direct a lot of movies, and the ones he's done, I've only have a couple. So I've also included a couple of the films he's written as well. But getting to the films he directed, let's get right into it. These are only ones I've seen, and well, the ones I have are the only ones I've seen. 16 Candles, decent flick. Not my favorite. Probably of the ones he's directed, this is the one I like the least. I still think it's okay, but of the 5 ones I've seen that he's directed, it's okay film. Has 10-part documentaries, has quite a few features. This does have the character Lund Duck Dawn right there, which I know nowadays considered pretty racist, but back then, I don't know, it is what it is. Anthony Michael Hall, I thought he did a good job. Molly Ringwald. This is a film I haven't seen too many times. I didn't grow up with it, but 16 Candles, sort of what put John Hughes on the map, I believe. Then you have The Breakfast Club, which I believe there's a new Criterion Blu-ray, but I'm fine with the DVD for now. This does have a making of. I think the Criterion has like the work print or something on it. I'm not sure. But I enjoy this film. It has a good cast. They work together very well. Simple idea, but interesting idea. Bunch of kids in detention, and sort of their lives change throughout an afternoon. Really just based on performance and dialogue. And yeah, the cast worked well. Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez, Matthew Michael Hall, Molly Ringwald, Ali Sheedy. You also have Paul Gleason as the principal. And it's still pretty shitty that when they did the John Hughes tribute, Emilio wasn't there. I think that was a shitty thing for him to do. I mean, it's not like he's fucking busy. He could have been there. So I like Emilio Estevez. I'm gonna do one of these videos on Emilio. I like a lot of his movies, but I lose respect for him for that instance. But other than that, I do enjoy the flick. This is a pretty funny movie. Then you get to one of my favorites of his, Weird Science. Now, from what I understand, there's an older DVD, and some of the music in that is a bit different than the one in this. I kind of wish I kept my older DVD now. Just, for collection completion's sake, but I forget exactly. I know there's one bit where you have Robert Downey Jr. and Robert Russell from Elm Street 2. They're looking at Kelly LeBrock when she's going down the escalator, and the version I remember hearing it was Weird Science playing in that, but I think there's like a different song playing. I can't remember what song it was. So I would like to get that older DVD sometime. But, got this one because it has a few interviews with Anthony Michael Hall. I wish this was a longer making of. I mean, it says 4 parts, so it seems like it's a lot, but it's not a lot when you really watch the features. Would have been nice if they found Elin Mitchell Smith to talk to, or talk to Kelly LeBrock, or I think John Hughes had passed away by this point, and Bill Paxton could have asked him, but he's now gone. And you have a pilot for the TV show, which I never gave a shit about. So the features are disappointing for this, but nice to hear Anthony Michael Hall talk a little bit about it, but still could have had a lot more people talk about the movie. So yeah, considering Breakfast Club and others, this got the short end of the stick when it came to features. And again, this is my second favorite John Hughes film. I really have a lot of fun with that movie. Now, my favorite is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I also have the DVD, which has a couple features. Again, it's not much for features. And then I kept this because, you know, I love the film. This is the older DVD I had. And I reviewed this when I did my John Candy marathon, and I reviewed pretty much all of his films. I have a playlist on my channel. So if you want to hear more of my thoughts on this movie, feel free to give that playlist or this review a look. To me, the best film John Candy's been in. My personal favorite that he starred in is Summer Rental, but best all-around movie, I would say, is this one. And my favorite Steve Martin film, and my favorite John Hughes film. I love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And there's one that I forgot now that I think about it, which I'm going to have to leave to get it. But yeah, love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Speaking of John Candy, I also reviewed Uncle Buck. I actually reviewed all these movies. They're on the playlist. So if you want to hear my thoughts on any of these movies, or any of John Candy's movies, check out my reviews on my channel. Going Berserk, Great Outdoors, I did enjoy. John Hughes had a hand in writing that. And Uncle Buck, which he directed, which Uncle Buck is a fun movie. You ever heard of ritual killing? Him making the gigantic pancakes. Uncle Buck, I know there's talks of doing another one with, what was it, fucking Kevin Hart or something. Please no, they already did like a shitty TV show that didn't last anything. Because you can't replace John Candy. I miss John Candy, love John Candy. Not many people talk about John Candy. That's why I did that marathon. Because I'm like, more people should talk about John Candy. He made a lot of fun movies. Summer Rental, you know, especially these two movies. Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Armed and Dangerous. Nothing But Trouble. I don't repeat myself, but just feel free, if you want, to check my playlist on my channel of the reviews I did. Pretty much reviewed all of his movies. Now I'm going to get the one that I completely forgot. Got my shorts on because it's a bit warm outside. Can't believe I forgot about this movie, and you can already see what it is. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't know how the hell I forgot about this. Once again, this is actually my second favorite John Hughes film. It'd be Planes, Trains, Automobiles, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and then Weird Science. I don't know why I always forget that he did this. I guess because with John Hughes, I always think of either the Brat Pack of Anthony Michael Hall or Judd Nelson, or I always think of John Candy, or John Candy somehow involved. And in a weird way, this is, I won't say the odd man out, but I don't know if he's worked with any of these actors before or since. I mean, I know John Hughes has passed away for quite a while, but I love this movie. It's a really interesting idea. A kid who can really work his way out, that he can get out of school, pretend to be a saint, when only his sister knows that he's not so much. I love his buddy, played by Alan Ruck. He'll keep calling me. He'll make me feel guilty. I'll go. God damn it! God! I love Alan Ruck. Egypt land, take my Cameron home. My friend is uptight that if you put a diamond up his ass with a if you put a piece of coal up his ass with a twist, you get a diamond. Yes, I know Jeffrey Jones is a creep in real life, but he does play the villain in this, so that works out. I think Matthew Broderick Mia, Sarah, Al Rudd, they worked well together. I love the soundtrack. Uh, boom, boom, boom. The moment where the two thieves, they're jumping the car, they play the Star Wars music. And a good soundtrack, quite a few funny moments. Nice features. You have the cast, the making of Ben Stein, who, of course, Bueller. Uh, some footage from back in the day. Very entertaining film. Really enjoyed Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And then into at least a couple of the films he's written. This is one I would like to pick up on DVD sometime because my VCR doesn't work anymore. Dutch. Ed O'Neill. Jo Beth Williams. Music by Alan Silvestri. It's directed by a guy named Peter Feynman. And yeah, John Hughes wrote it. He was one of the producers. I think Ed O'Neill, something about he regrets doing this, or he regrets how much it bombed, or maybe this sort of killed his film career that he might have had. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I remember Ed O'Neill saying something about this that wasn't the best. And it's not like a favorite movie of mine, but I remember this being alright. I remember Ed O'Neill being fun. I remember the kid being annoying, but I remember Ed O'Neill being pretty fun in the movie, but I haven't seen this film in forever. And he had a hand in writing films like some of the National Lampoon Vacation movies. I believe he had a hand in writing European and Christmas Vacation as well. But I'm just showing the first one. I like Christmas Vacation. European Vacation, not so much. I don't think he had anything to do with Vegas Vacation, which I thought was okay at best. But this is definitely the best one. Directed by Harold Ramis, another man who we've lost. Great flick. You have a featurette inside story talking about National Lampoon's Vacation. A very awkward intro by Chevy Chase, Randy Quaid, and Maddie Simmons. And, didn't really care for the commentary with Harold Ramis. I think he's in one room. Then Chevy Chase, Randy Quaid, Anthony Michael Hall, Dana Barron, and Maddie Simmons in another. I don't know, I think the features could have been better, but I do really enjoy the movie. This is a fun flick. I thought John Hughes did a nice job writing. And yes, John Hughes did have a hand in writing this film, Home Alone. Which I liked Home Alone. I do enjoy the film. I definitely would say this is the best Home Alone flick. Again, for special features, there's not much. Granted, you did a commentary with Macaulay Culkin and Chris Columbus. You do a couple little featurettes. I don't know. Just seemed like there'd be a lot more for... This film was a phenomenon when it came out. It was such a huge blockbuster. It was unbelievable. It really was. So. And then I would call this a pretty decent sequel. I know my friend Mike, OCP, I think he rewatched it again. He wasn't that big of a fan of it the second time around. I don't mind this movie. I like it. I think it has... Yes, it's a repeat. It's one of those sequels that kind of seems almost like a remake of the first one. Did you really need a sequel to Home Alone? No. But I thought the cast worked well. I thought these three characters worked fine in the role. Tim Curry, he was alright. I thought, once again, had a good score by John Williams. Some nice stunt work. I did see the video on YouTube where I think it was maybe the first one. Maybe some of it's the second where they took the footage and they added effects. So like what would happen for real if this stuff happened to someone. It's a pretty funny video if you find it on YouTube. But I don't mind the sequel. The other Home Alones after this, I'm not reviewing them. I don't have them unless someone wants to send me. Was it 3, 4, 5? Are there more? Or is there just 5? If someone wants to send me, I'll review them, but I'm fine with sticking with the first two. To me, the only good ones. Great Outdoors, John Hughes had a hand in writing. I reviewed this film. Very entertaining movie. Directed by Howard Deutsch. Yeah. I won't say much. Feel free to check out my review. Entertaining film. And this is a film that was sent to me quite a while ago by a very nice person. I believe the review of this is still up too. Career Opportunities. I enjoyed this flick. I thought Frank Whaley did a pretty good job as the lead. Not many movies he got a chance to be a lead, but this is pretty good. You also have Jennifer Connelly, Dermot Mulroney. It's directed by a guy named Brian Gordon. But this is, John Candy has a little cameo in this. But yeah, I thought this is a film really no one talks about, but it's pretty decent. Pretty much about this guy who gets a job at, I think it was Target, and he has to clean overnight, and he's there by himself. But also Jennifer Connelly has snuck in, and she's staying in there, and they kind of hang out for the night. And then these burglars pop in, and it deals with these two characters getting to know each other, and then dealing with these burglars. And it's not like a Home Alone type of thing, but yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent flick. I never did see his last film, Curly Sue, that he directed, I should say. I know it bombed and it got bad reviews, and I think that's what helped make him retire. Other stuff I've heard is that he was just getting too old and he didn't know kids nowadays, so why would he try to write for them? But I thought he did a good job writing Planes, Trains, Automobiles, directing that, I thought he did a good job with that. He would make more films like that, but I also heard that the death of John Candy really hurt him. And which makes sense because even films he wrote he would put John Candy into, or get the director to get him into, like Home Alone. John Candy has a cameo. Career Opportunities, John Candy has a cameo. And like I said, John Candy is in Planes, Trains, Automobiles. Hell, John Candy has a cameo in National Lampoon's Vacation, which John Hughes wrote. And so, I mean, yeah, he was in The Great Outdoors, which he wrote. He was in Planes, Trains, Automobiles, which he directed. Uncle Buck, which he directed. So, I can understand that too. It's too bad because he's a good director, good writer, made a lot of very memorable movies. May he rest in peace. Not sure what else I can say other than that. That's my John Hughes collection. I didn't show every single one that he wrote. I mean, I do have Christmas Vacation, European Vacation, and the box set. I think he wrote Beethoven, but I don't have that. I think he wrote Mr. Mom. Actually, I don't know if I do have that. I might not have that one. So, but I remember that being a decent Michael Keaton film. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.